Hey, what's going on? Dan Murphy here. I'm the founder of Portfolio Boss, and I spent $6.2 million building machine learning tools to beat the markets, so you don't have to. And today we're going to talk about trading no-go zones in gold. And specifically, what am I talking about over here? How can you get such a nice looking equity curve and performance trading gold? Well, this particular strategy has no-go zones. You don't want to trade between the purple line right here and the pink line. And this is going to go really counter to what mainstream is teaching, such as Fibonacci ratios and drawing lines and charts and things like that. It's 2025. We should be doing things scientifically. We have all these AI tools at our disposal. So speaking of which, I did not build the strategy. The machine learning did. AI, as some people call it these days. And so I'm going to show you how to do that right away because, by the way, hold on, I'm going to give you a code so you can get our $2,000 software right here, Portfolio Boss Evo, for free. So I'm going to show you exactly how I built this strategy. I love using templates, and so all I did was go in here to the Evo engine template, click on it, and all I need to do next is just replace the symbol that's in there right now, which is QQQ, you know, the NASDAQ 100. You can build strategies on stocks and ETFs as well. And just stay tuned. You'll see the rules that this came up with. I'm not going to hold back and not show the rules. It's a great strategy. Many multiples better, especially when it comes to drawdown compared to trading gold by itself. And so we have a template. I don't need to explain all these other things in there. You don't need to know. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure to leave another portion. I have 20% and another year of out of sample. That way you don't fool yourself, because last I checked, you can't go to the bank and cash a backtest. I've been a billionaire many times over in my 28 years of backtesting. And so I want to make sure not to fool myself, because it's really easy to overfit to the past. So I'm going to go ahead and simply queue up a couple tests right here. That should be good. And you can see that real fast hit here, Divine Engine. I'm not going to come up with any rules. You see over here how there are trading rules. Oops, let me move that around real quick. You can see that there are no trading rules that are in here. The machine learning is going to find them by itself. And so I'm just going to go ahead and queue up the test. And right away, it's going to go through about 100 generations in each one of these tests and go ahead and find killer strategies. And you can see right now that it's built a bunch of tests. It's gone through about 30 generations, kind of speeding along nicely. But we'll check in with that in just a second. Here's how to get your hands on Portfolio Boss Evo for free for life. No coding. It goes ahead and evolves trading strategies by itself, as you just saw. And it actually comes with a full suite of testing, so you can go ahead and make sure you're not overfitting to the past. Comes with bonus strategies. All you have to do is use my template and press start a couple times, and then it'll go ahead and build strategies for you. And also you get a bonus here of quotes all the way back to 1986, updated daily. That's a $480 value. But here's the most important part, is this is normally $1,999. And if you use code EVOLIFE free, you go ahead and get this for $0. I don't need a credit card or anything like that. You just fill out your information right here and go ahead. And you might want to go ahead and click on the little bonus pack over here and then place the order. No credit card required. Okay, now back to no-go zones. All right, I found this delightful strategy. That was easy enough. And I'm going to just hit start real quick. We can go ahead and take a look at the back test. Is it going up nicely even during the bear market that started in 2011? Yep, it sure is. It's long and strong right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at gold. And we'll talk about those no-go zones. It's very important that there's just a lot of nonsense that goes out and is perpetuated in the stock market because people don't do one thing. They don't test. Okay, they don't know how to program, but we're changing that. That's why I'm giving away Portfolio Boss Evo for free, because it's 2025, man. Stop drawing lines on charts. It's stupid. It does not work. And let's go look at the rules there. And so you can see that there's definitive proof that is it very simple? Yes. So we have two rules, and it decided to, out of all the rules it could have picked, out of all these different sell signals in here, all these different trading rules, it decided just to pick two of the same. And just there's a little bit of a difference. So it's basically saying, I want to take the high and low of the past 3 months. And when there's a 20% retracement and up to about 55%, so it's actually gone down quite a bit, don't trade in that zone. Now it's okay when it goes underneath that zone. It's actually, you can get a nice upward move. But importantly, right now, what's going on right now is it above that zone of the past 3 months? Well, that zone would be just down here a little bit. And the answer is yes. So the purple line is just down slightly. So we're on a nice little hair trigger because no one knows what the top will be. I've been doing this a long time. I've backtested data. We had shekels and just weird stuff all the way back to the Roman Empire. And so I've looked at and seen how commodities can ebb and fall, and it's dramatic, and it can be very insane very quickly because of inflation. You just never know when a currency is going to go wackadoo. Okay, so no one can call the top. So instead of trying to be the bottom caller and the top caller, what you want to do is catch the meat of the move. It's okay if you don't catch the top. This no-go zone is going to keep you sane and out of trouble. So when it crosses below this purple, then you go ahead and sell. So I like to learn by example, so I'm going to go ahead and share some examples with you here. So we can see there's a nice little buy signal over here because is it out of the no-go zone the previous day? And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So it goes up, 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 and over here it finally did cross underneath and got into that no-go zone. The next day it sold on the open. So you notice it didn't catch the bottom, it didn't catch the top, but still managed to have a nice little gain over here. But let's look at another one. It gets out of the no-go zone, buys the next day, and right over here, is it in the no-go zone? Yes. So it folded over, and then the next day it goes ahead and sells at the open. And so now you're getting a nice 6% gain. And right now this is sitting at, I think it's in the 20-something percent. Where is it at? Yeah, 21%, but it went up another 2% as I'm recording this, so it's up really, really nice. And usually what churns up traders, what really messes them up, is when they try to buy the dip. They use Fibonacci ratios, and you know, it's this 38.2%, 50%, and the 61.8, those ratios and stuff like that. It turns out the 61.8 could work for you, and you can get some nice mean reversion. But you would just get really chopped up if you continuously trade in here. And you can see, you might be saying, Dan, but this thing bought in the no-go zone over here. Well, because the previous day was above, okay? So this is not day trading. We're just putting our orders in either the night before, which is fine. We get quotes at 4:45 p.m. Pacific, so 7:45 on the East Coast. And then we put the orders in, and our preferred broker is Interactive Brokers because they have a whole lot of tools to scale. And the reason why we can give away Portfolio Boss Evo instead of $2,000 is because we can make money on the back end. We have all kinds of programs depending on if you have larger trading accounts. Smaller, we don't really cater to, so knock yourself out and have Portfolio Boss Evo for free. This is my my donation to the world because I just cannot stand, it drives me up the wall that we have all these amazing tools and people are still drawing lines on charts and looking by eyeball, trying to figure out which indicators to use. And guess what? I just used an indicator that no one else is using, a retracement indicator. No one else is using it exactly the same. One more rule here before I let you go, and you can go download Portfolio Boss Evo. I'm all choked up talking about it today. Giving away something that's normally $2,000 for free. It's kind of weird, but there's a method to my madness. So we have one more rule in here, and that's basically looking at the 4-month high and low. So you're going way back. Let's go see that and visualize it on the screen. So we go to indicators over here, and we can look at, we don't need to put the 4-month high in there, but we're more concerned about the 4-month low. And you can see that's way down here, right? Well, there is a stop loss. So if it's way down at the 95% retracement, which is basically just right at a 4-month low, that's really a stop loss. We want to get the heck out of Dodge. Let me put that on the screen here for you. And we'll go back in time and kind of see how that's played out. I'll move this so you don't have to see it on the screen here. But this is the stop loss where you're like, I don't want to buy the dip anymore, man. This is it. So let's go back a few years and we can see where that's really come into play. It came into play over here. You got a sell signal, and it escaped a lot of this, which is not fun to go into a drawdown. A lot of amateur traders, they'll really focus on having these amazing gains and then forget all about losses and then end up selling exact low because they're at that uncle point. They're crying uncle. I've been there. I've done that. Back in the 90s, I blew out 3 different trading accounts, and I really learned my lesson. And the lesson was, I learned this from the Turtle Traders way back. I was a beta tester for them over 20 years ago when they one of the originals had software codename Lego back in the day. But yeah, it's a heck of a thing when you start losing money like that. You end up selling at the very bottom. But then what does it do over here? It comes back up above that 95% retracement, buys in, and then boom, is able to have this really nice mean reversion trade. We'll look at one more just to show you over here. So it's a little bit of chop over here. A lot of people would just be quitting on gold. It's not trending up anymore, but you're missing out on a bunch of opportunity because markets not only can trend, they also, especially modern markets, because of the high leverage of index futures and just futures in general, they love to chop around quite a bit. So we basically, with machine learning and AI, we learned how to reverse engineer how the markets work. It's almost like being a safe cracker and you discover the combination code to the safe that you want to go ahead and get into. And that's exactly what has happened here. So I really hope that this helps you out. Make sure you go ahead and there's a link below. You can download Portfolio Boss Evo. Don't pay the $2,000. Go ahead and use coupon code Evo Life Free. Man, we don't want to mess that one up. If it's not automatically applied there, that would really suck if you had to pay the $2,000. So you don't need to. And again, this is my gift to the world. If you have less than 25,000 bucks, then knock yourself out. And I hope you make money. And then one day you can go ahead and buy our higher end tools, more consistency, different edges, weird machine learning, weird data, exotic data that we've discovered to beat the markets. Been doing this 28 years, man. It can be really exciting when you're making a lot of money. When it's not exciting, when you're really afraid to open up your brokerage statements and you're like, oh, you're sweating all the time and watching CNBC till the cows come home. You don't need to do that anymore. So let's go ahead, use machine learning to its fullest, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.